9th, 2025. To the genuine ones, I truly hope all is well in your end. And I truly hope that today was a day where you actually said, I love myself now. Things in my life. No, the change over me when you try to make things right. You know, when someone dims your light, that's what they trying to do when it comes to humbling you. But you knew obstacles you was willing to overcome to understand the whole 1 second was a dream come true. You know, folks not seeing your potential, it was never the issue. At the end of the day, when you stepping out on faith, they would never understand your reflection. Hold on 1 second, I'm worthy of choosing me when you overlook me. Just because someone gave up on you, overlooked you, didn't know how to love you, respect you, they disrespected you, made you feel like you wasn't worthy, never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And it's not a crime to be authentic. You know, gang stalking is real, so it's your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. I don't push God on nobody at the end of the day because my content is not for everyone. But I do not worship the devil. I don't play with spell work or witchcraft or whatever the case may be towards my neighbors. And I say that respectfully. We may not pray to the same person, but I'm far from a hater. I know how to pray for my neighbor, not against him. No, ain't a check on me. Only be yourself, but don't listen to sentence. Hi, everybody. I'm Peace. I bring peace. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Hey, I said what I said. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. Don't dim your light. Don't dim your light. Don't dim your light. Love yourself to better yourself. Hey, love yourself to better yourself. Hey, now I'm getting jiggy with this. Hey, I to the genuine ones with over the sentence. Let's love ourselves, not to dim my light. Love yourself, not to dim your light. Go right, left, right, left. Hello, 1 second. Blessings coming to you. Love yourself. Later to the genuine ones. Wait, Naya, the comment section still not on. Are we gonna turn it on soon? Because I don't like to talk to the genuine ones, you know. Oh, I forgot people still send you evil lie. They trying to shortchange your mental so that you're crazy, but you fall from it. Be yourself, you know, because you're not into what someone is doing at the end of the day. We ain't got molesting intention besides, you know, showing for themselves, you know, pour into yourselves, help to the people. I gotta go. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself when someone doesn't see potential within you, or it has to take a community of different folks in different tax brackets to humiliate you, disrespect you, create a gang stalking group to go up against you, or even try to dim your light. Always be yourself. Never allow someone to project fear in you. It's okay to walk away from situations at the end of the day, and especially when it's one-sided. You never have problems with somebody at the end of the day. No, it's the trade, don't mean motherfucker want to fight you real quick, fast. Oh, what a fact. No, it's the trade, don't mean. You have been minding your business, minding your business, and you said to the neighbor, not today. No, it's the trade, don't mean. Not today, not tomorrow, not that century either. It's the trade, don't mean. You ever had someone that has so much animosity within them? I can't stand that bitch. Why? No, everybody's trying to figure out why you don't like this person today. You ever have someone not have a valid reason? They just said just something about that person. But it's the trade of me, they ain't do shit to you today. I bet if you have a conversation with them, you probably fall in love with them. No, the trade of me, their personality. Hello, everybody's not the same. Don't dim your light, don't dim your light, don't dim your light. I'm not here, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. No mother or father or a loved one should lose a child or a family member due to jealousy, insecurities, or someone projecting the evil eye towards their child or that family member. And I say that respectfully. No mother or father should lose custody of their children because someone has controlling issues. No mother or father should lose custody because someone has to project spoke on someone and label them mentally unstable regardless if they came from poverty and pain. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, but I wasn't meant to fit in with you. Because when the right people show up for you, they see you, they hear you, and they respect you. My content is not for everyone. You know that mother and father, regardless they came from poverty and pain, it was a blessing, not a curse when that baby came into their life that day. It brought the motivation, only rest hold on 1 second. It made them their best self vision of themselves. Because now they have a little them that walked into their life and they actually seen them maturing. Only rest hold on 1 second. The devil would try to dim your life. You know, the devil would try to test you, regardless if it's in your children or your day-to-day routine. But when you pray to go within, they would never understand you wasn't seeking revenge all you wanted to do was protect your peace. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. And it's not a crime to say thank you or no thank you. It's not a crime to help your neighbor. But when certain individuals at the end of the day walk into like the one to help you, they got malicious intentions. Not all. But for someone to want to help you and then later in the long run, all they want to do is bring harm towards you. All they want to do is talk about like a bad habit. How this type of stuff actually happens. Because all help is no good. All help is not good help. You know, my content is not for everybody. And that's okay. But never allow someone to stop you from loving you or choosing you. Gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes, music, clout, chasing fame. Not everybody dibbles and dabbles with spell work or gather with a group of people to kick somebody down, to go against somebody when it comes to a hate train. I do not. It's currently 10:26 p.m. I do not do drugs, and I'm not a sex worker, and I say that respectfully. It's not a crime to be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Poetry at the top of my head. We don't pray the same, but I'm far from a hater. It's train of thought for me. Rolling out, don't dim your light, neighbor. Rolling out, don't dim your light, neighbor. Rolling out, don't dim your light, neighbor. Catch your blessings, don't dim your light. Catch your blessings, don't dim your light. Catch your blessings, don't dim your light. Love yourself, don't dim your light. You know, rolling out, the energy is different. Didn't matter what exit that was. Hold on 1 second. You didn't have malicious intentions. Imagine leaving out your household, actually praying, going within, asking for peace. At the end of the day, for God to protect your mental health. When folks trying to shortchange you, gas you up at the end of the day, want you to get physical, but you knew and understand discipline. You know, that energy is different when it comes to growth, regardless it can be poverty and pain. Yeah, you knew how it felt to be in a shelter. You knew how it felt for folks to close the doors in front of your face. At the end of the day, they were pretending to love you, respect you. Imagine your moms and pops not showing off when it comes to unconditional love. Everybody's not woke when it comes to growth. So when you're trying to better yourself, they would never want to see you woke. How this type of stuff actually happens, I may not make sense to the average person, but I'm far from a hater being authentic. Love yourself, don't dim your light, neighbor. Love yourself, don't dim your light, neighbor. Love yourself, don't dim your light, neighbor. Don't dim your light. You know, the devil would try to test you in different shapes and sizes. Performing at the end of the day, being authentic will bother someone's mental health when it comes to growth. You got folks in different tags back trying to distract you. They don't want you to see your faith, but God was showing you class. Hold on 1 second. You was far from the issue, far from a copycat when it comes to being authentic. You need a paper pen at the end of the day to understand that receiver. Because you was truly the miracle to yourself when they said that you wasn't better yourself. You was truly the miracle to yourself when they said that you wasn't going to better yourself. Imagine pouring into the wrong cup. Folks don't see your vision, how you tie your shoes, fall from a hater. But hold on 1 second. The energy is different when it comes to confidence. Stepping out on faith, it will bother someone's mental health when it comes to growth. You ain't have to disturb your neighbor's peace. The energy is different. I love myself, not the dim my light. I love myself, not the dim my light. You know, childhood trauma, it went into your adulthood. They would never understand what growth looks like up close in person, paying attention. You had certain folks that didn't see your vision. You know, operate on the mindset, hold on 1 second, valuing your time. They just wanted to disrespect you when it only was a hold on 1 second. It became the norm on their clock. But everybody's clock ain't the same, especially when you're in your own little world. I ain't have to project hate. You know, you don't got to know somebody at the end of the day for them to send you the evil lie alone, project spell work, or try to energy harvest off your energy. They be hiding their hands behind closed doors. Only reason, hold on 1 second, we was never equal. When it come to hold on 1 second, I ain't have to dibble in that with that type of work. And I don't mean narcotics. I put everything in God's hand, asking God to show me a view they can relate to, even when they try to abuse me mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. Hold on 1 second, they was trying to project the hate crime towards me. You know, I ain't have to lie when it came to the devil that day. They tried to make me homeless. They had to take different folks in different tax brackets to do me wrong, but God was showing me elevation. You know, I understood my right from my left. They said at the end, they'll make sure that your dream don't come true. You actually choosing you, but I understood, hold on 1 second, self-reflect. I know how it feels to start all over. How folks will try to kick you down and ruin your pockets at the end of the day when it comes to, hold on 1 second, Judgment Day. They wanted to play God in your life. But that energy is different when God was treating you right. How God's been the block 1, 2, 3 when you least expected, because God never overlooked you when God was seeing what they was doing behind closed doors when he came to that room that day. You know that text message they was laughing, hold on 1 second, when it came to your pain? Or because you understood elevation is different when it comes to, hold on 1 second, an even exchange? I love myself, not the dim my life. I got lost when it came to faith. Never thought I was better than anybody when I truly had potential. I just had to go within and actually realize that, hold on 1 second, I had the release wasn't serving me. You know, folks, situations, hold on 1 second. We ain't the same because God's really stepping for me. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I'm far from a hater. I'm not here genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. You ever had someone say they miss you? When the whole entire time they didn't understand, hold on 1 second, to adjusting, to actually show up for you. You know, actions speak louder than words when someone actually pours into you. How time allows you to heal only as hold on 1 second, a dream come true. You know, someone had to play you close not to see you grow. They didn't want to see you woke when it come to elevation, but God actually showed you that hold on 1 second. We are all different folks. The energy is different because when the right people walk into your life, those I miss yous, hold on 1 second. It would never go long when it comes to a session. Hold on 1 second. You may not understand what I'm saying. Someone could be across overseas or whatever the case may be, and the next birthday, in the next borough or continent or whatever the case may be. But someone knows how to pick up the phone and see if you breathing. Did you eat today? Hold on 1 second. It wasn't complicated. You know, certain folks will act like they love you and respect you. Hold on 1 second, but hold on 1 second. All it was projecting is discomfort with malicious intentions. You ever chose you not to look over you? In a season when you couldn't relate to hold on 1 second, I just want to become my best self vision of myself. You had trauma holding you back. Folks playing with spell work in a toxic way. Hold on 1 second. It was never a flex. It was folks that walked into your life. They said they got your back. Only was the hold on 1 second. All they want to do is dish you. Disrespect you out loud. Not to understand your intuition because hold on 1 second. God made the world go round. Hold on 1 second. You know God made the world go round. You know they say God not real. Because when certain folks got your back against the wall, you know they try to antagonize you to do you wrong. They be like, where's your God at now? How folks would gang store you, hack your device, emails, paint you out to be the villain in their story when you wasn't trying to catch a case. One thing you never had to run with self-reflection, regardless of what you was going through mentally. And you wasn't seeking revenge. I may not make sense to the average person, but I was far from pretending being authentic. You ever heard someone say, I miss you? But it was nothing but lies when it came to hold on 1 second. Time allowed you to see why it flies. If they were supposed to be part of your journey, they would show up at the end of the day. They would never have to wait for his likes if he's a clout chasing or fame. And I say that respectfully. Or let alone a couple of dollars that someone is willing to put in their pocket so you can project and ruin someone's image. You know, hold on 1 second, someone's confidence. How folks do this type of stuff at the end of the day. They don't want you becoming your best self vision of yourself to actually reflect how God designed you to be, being authentic. How folks swear they know you, but this is a different chapter. They not even part of it, but you understood elevation is different. Such manners. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, but my content is not for everybody. It's not. G-O-D, got my back, don't dim your light. G-O-D, got my back, don't dim your light. G-O-D, got my back, don't dim your light. It was F-A-I-T-H, far from a crash out, neighbor, far from a crash out, neighbor. I understand I'm a miracle to myself. I understand I'm a miracle to myself. I understood I was a miracle to myself. It was days I couldn't look in the mirror, but I had to adjust the pain. I only realized the hold on 1 second. I wasn't walking the hall of shame. I understood the ending. I made mistakes. Understanding obstacles they would never understand. They couldn't relate. They thought I was better than somebody, but I wanted to try to catch a case. How you got your next door neighbor telling you every move like a bad habit. Hold on 1 second. They mad at your tax back with their bad habits. How you would swear up and down. You ain't have to do them for someone to frown. They didn't want you to smile. Or because, hold on 1 second, our intuitions was different. Never competition. Far from a hater when you believe in your faith. How God didn't never dim your light. Or hold on 1 second, God was allowing you to relate. Relating to a chapter in your life when they couldn't see. Relating to a chapter they couldn't be part of. Only was to hold on 1 second. You wasn't seeking revenge besides speaking up for yourself. It's not the norm at the end of the day. Because folks, when you're emotional, available, far from being scared, living in fear, wasn't holding back, but hold on 1 second, they would never understand the fear that you had to let go. You know, some people in their journey, and I don't mean no disrespect, because childhood trauma that went into certain folks' adulthood, they feel like they never had a voice. So when folks try to test them, only was hold on 1 second, I don't do confrontation. It be the train of thought for me. How folks try to shortchange you your mental health. They want you to get locked up, put you in a cycle so they can rob you mentally, spiritually, and financially. They like your voice don't matter. Hold on 1 second. We're going to dim your light when it comes to your faith because you truly got potential. You know how this type of stuff actually happens? Someone got out of their bed today. Someone was misread that day. Someone decided to judge a book by its cover. It'd be the train of thought for me how someone projected pain. You ever walked into someone's conversation, but it was truly one side at the end of the day? But you didn't have to pretend to say thank you, no thank you at the end of the day? But someone just kept persistent at the end of the day, being so aggressive. Hold on one second, I wasn't trying to lose myself. I just understood in the day, everybody doesn't have the same mindset at the end of the day of self-control. It's a train of thought for me when you truly walk. I don't mean no disrespect, but this type of stuff actually happens. How someone could go from point A to Z, regardless if they're an establishment or not. Someone dealt with abandonment issues. Someone dealt with people disrespecting them. So when someone says no thank you, when someone can say thank you and be polite about it in the day, not being aggressive or disrespectful to you, I don't mean no disrespect, but all help ain't good help. Because if you're going to disrespect somebody in the long run, at the end of the day, what was truly your intentions from the door? It'd be the train of thought for me. When you say someone's mentally unstable, when you try to do them wrong. You know, my content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. I'm talking about life experiences at the end of the day that folks go through every single day when it comes to motivation. How someone could see you and watch you from miles away. They could be so inspired at the end of the day, but they would never acknowledge that you are worthy or understanding your worth. Or certain folks will send you the evil lie, don't project spell work, or gather with that hate train just trying to dim your light. How this type of stuff actually happens. Did it matter if you came from poverty and pain? You ever respected your neighbor so much, you understood 6 feet apart? You understood that, hold on one second. God revealed who you was. I ain't trying to hurt myself, let alone lose myself. Hold on one second when it comes to self-control. Poetry from God. Nice style. Being misled by love. You know, folks would try to kick you down. A blessing in disguise. Who would have knew that God allowed you to see while you shine? Hold on one second. You didn't need no polish. You know, days when you got lost in your words. Hold on one second. They said that you wasn't worthy, but you wasn't trying to get discouraged when it came to the next testimony. That is just different. You know, because obstacles that was placed in front of you, even when the devil tried to stop you or mistreat you, the enemy would try to call you out at the end of the day, but God wasn't discouraging you. Hold on one second. That faith is different when God shows you like that they can relate to. I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, not to dim my light. You know what it took for you to actually understand what self-love looks like? To actually understand why your light is truly bright? You know the heart within you. Some folks don't have, let alone the soul. Hold on one second, you truly keeping it real. It was certain chapters in your life you almost gave up on you. They would never understand that smile was truly true. You know, you put on a smile certain days. Even when days when you was going through pain. Everybody be like, you the strong one. You know, that friend, that family member at the end of the day, but only realize, hold on one second, they understand what was really going on with you. You ever heard somebody say that you need a psychiatrist? You need a doctor type of energy at the end of the day? Or because they can't understand, you can relate? You didn't have to be in the mental health mindset of bothering somebody. I may not make sense to the average person, but hold on one second, you wasn't trying to hurt nobody. Imagine expressing yourself to the wrong person. Everybody around you know you, but hold on one second. You can't get discouraged because someone doesn't understand you. It's a train of thought for me. When someone respects you, they see you, they hear you. They ain't trying to bring harm towards you, but everybody's not for you, and I say that respectfully. You ever had a rainy day, an empty stomach, they can't relate? You still behind on bills, trying to get it done, but hold on one second. God made a miracle to understand hold on one second. God got you. Certain folks will never understand your vocabulary. You dealt with so many trauma and pain. You maybe had lost that baby that day. You maybe had been in that abusive relationship. They would never understand that, hold on one second, that smile. Hold on one second. You mean to tell me that was pain? Wow. You had a mommy and daddy issues. That's what the world looks like at the end of the day. Someone not there to protect you, let alone respect you. You ever heard I didn't love you? Wait, hold on one second. Let me rewind this a little bit. Have you ever heard from a moms and your pops at the end of the day? Those words was never part of your time and day. I love you. What's love? Going into a cold world, and hold on one second, your folks never told you they love you. I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, I can't fail me. I love myself, I'm not trying to dim my light. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. It was that very moment when you prayed. You didn't even know you was praying. Only was to hold on 1 second. Time allowed you to heal an open wound they can't relate to. An open wound they can't relate to. Didn't matter about your culture, your religion, or your sexual orientation, let alone your disability that day. Finally, taking acknowledgement for your actions. Finally, showing up for you. You pouring into everybody else, but you kept overlooking you. You're probably still going into today. You're probably still going through it today. You know, look in the mirror. Who am I? Everybody knows my name, but who am I? I'm still fighting for my life. They don't understand. I've been in the same position since I was a kid. To only realize to hold on 1 second, could they relate? I ain't trying to knuckle with nobody to hurt somebody. Hold on 1 second, I ain't trying to lose me either. I ain't trying to be behind bars. Hold on 1 second, I ain't just a number at the end of the day. I'm God's baby. That energy is different. Wait, did I just say that? I'm God's baby? Hold on. You realize at the end of the day, if you wasn't mommy and daddy's baby, you was God's baby. God allowed you to see what God was allowing you to create. It was certain chapters in your life where you had to understand at the end of the day, I can't take that next hit. Being on narcotics. You know, didn't matter how old you wasn't trying to lose yourself. Hold on 1 second. God help me. It be the train of thought for me. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. But you know how I felt to be in cuffs that day. Imagine telling someone you behind bars at the end of the day, only for them to laugh in your face, only realize to hold on 1 second. We ain't the same. You ever had to defend yourself? And folks don't believe you, they don't hear you. You fall from a criminal at the end of the day because you wasn't running from your past, taking accountability for your actions. You know that right, that left foot hits different. You got yourself out of situations you didn't have to pretend. Hold on 1 second. You mean God got me? My God? My God got me? If I got this far on my journey, God never overlooked me. He would never understand I wasn't seeking revenge besides choosing me. You know, because when the right people see you, didn't matter if it was your children, you know, that stranger in the street, that became family, y'all blood type wasn't the same, but hold on 1 second. I don't mind giving you my, hold on 1 second, I'm going to be mindful of what I say. But I don't mind donating my blood to my neighbor. If my neighbor needs something at the end of the day, I think I got my neighbor's back. You need a couple of garbage bags. You need a couple of bills at the end of the day. But hold on 1 second. A couple of dollars to put food in your mouth. If I got the end down and make it happen. Hold on 1 second. What do you need? It be the train of thought for me how folks take your kindness or weakness. All because, hold on 1 second, we all in pain. You know, because everybody's wearing pain at the end of the day so differently. A person that's smiling all day long. You wouldn't even know that someone did them wrong, like abused them mentally, physically, spiritually, or RAP them that day. Someone dealt with a hate crime. Someone throwing smoke in a toxic way. You don't understand how they standing before they self the day. Imagine that. Damn. You couldn't walk a day in their shoes because you'd be so lost in the source at the end of the day. Like, damn, how do you comprehend? How can you actually say you love yourself when you've been through so much pain to truly go within? You know, my content is not for everybody. Yo, hold on 1 second. You know that mother, that father, that was planning that pregnancy? I don't mean no disrespect, but who would have knew that you would have lost your baby? All because someone was sending spoke in a toxic way. All because, hold on 1 second, someone was triggering you in a toxic way, sending you the evil lie because someone wanted your man or your woman that day. It'd be the train of thought for me. Or mother and father lost custody of their own child. They fighting with the courts and they don't understand how. They trying to relate to the office at the end of the day. I just want my baby. The judge doesn't hear me. All you doing is pleading to God at the end of the day, on your knees. Please, God, please save me. Not only that, protect my baby. Make sure nobody hurt me like they hurt me. It'd be the train of thought for me. Because everybody's walk of life ain't the same when they screaming out for help at the end of the day. And especially when folks can't relate to actually hear them. You know, your mental health, they say you ain't stable. You just lost your child to the system. And you was a great A parent. Showing up every single day. Hold on 1 second, it was truly a miracle. You could have been a crash out a long time ago, but you fighting for something that you truly believe at the end of the day that was truly worth something. You're a miracle. You know, everybody's walk of life ain't the same. And his parents, if they don't do things for likes and views of clout, chasing or fame. It'd be the center thought for me. No mother or father or family member should lose a child or a family member due to jealousy, envy, or hate, or insecurities, or someone projecting spoken in a toxic way. You know, how do we get to this conversation today? Something so new and refreshing to your conscience. A mother's supposed to be motivated at the end of the day. But she just feels hopeless. She doesn't feel heard. She doesn't feel seen. She keeps fighting for her child. Only was hold on 1 second. They keep rejecting her, and she doesn't know how. She prays, she prays, she prays. She prays, she prays, she prays. He prays, he prays, he prays. One day, your true story would truly go turn around for the right reason at the end of the day. And the devil would never understand how. Because the devil would try to test you. The enemy would try to shortchange you. They don't want you to have that bond, someone truly loving you, that you brought into this world. Who would have knew that one day God would fix your crown? You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. But loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. I may not make sense to the average person, and my poetry is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. But I'm not going to stop being my authentic self because someone feels like I'm talking about them. Someone feels insecure about their own problems in the day. Or someone decides to throw smoke at me or send me the evil lie. I'm not going to stop being nice and respect. You know, individuals will say that you got potential. They will try to make you homeless, rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, even gang stalk you, or even pretend that they had conversations with you. They would hack your emails, paint you out to be the villain of certain folks' story at the end of the day. All because, hold on 1 second, I knew how to respect myself and I understood space. Everybody's not the same. It didn't matter about your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. I'm not aging or respecting. I love to talk about love.
Now, in the church of you, hold on 1 second, neighbor, don't dip your light.
Love is real. Love is one of a kind with the right one that's truly for you. What's up, butterfly? You know, understanding growth. You didn't need validation that day. Becoming your best self vision of yourself. They would see your worth. Hold on 1 second. You know those days that they overlooked you. I may not make sense to the average person. But loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. What's up, butterfly? You're blossoming, don't dim your light. You're blossoming, don't dim your light. You're blossoming, don't dim your light. Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. You know, it started with Monday. It's a cycle at the end of the day when it comes to hold on 1 second, the universe hits different. You know, divine timing. You know, everybody don't believe in God, but who would have knew that God allowed you to see time? God allowed you to see balance when it comes to communicating going within. You know, you had your own little vibe. Only was a hold on 1 second. You wasn't trying to shortchange yourself to dim your light. Imagine praying and you don't even know that you're praying. You're asking for God to show up in certain ways in your life. It only was a hold on 1 second. It made you feel. It made you see a different type of light that hold on 1 second. God could truly keep it real. It's certain people that you want in your life to participate. But when God is separating you for all the right reasons, they would never understand it wasn't a mistake. Because some people are not supposed to pour into you. They had the expiration date when it came to loving you. You know, because when someone truly loves you and respects you at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. You're truly going to see that, hold on 1 second, that faith is different. Going within. Because people look at you like competition. The envy is real when you truly keeping it real. You know how it feels for doors to close in your face at the end of the day. You know how it feels not to have someone to sleep at night at the end of the day. You know how it feels to pour into all the wrong cups and folks try to rob you. To hold on 1 second. He chose you. They didn't know how to love you, respect you, or protect you. You ever heard someone say, I love you? But your definition of love is different. Because actions speak louder than words. And when it's shortchanged, hold on 1 second, you really feel lost. That hold on 1 second, I'm by myself. But guess what, butterfly? Because you allowed yourself to blossom. Because you allowed yourself to understand that hold on 1 second, healing trauma and pain is a challenge. And not only is it a challenge, but you choosing yourself when God's allowing you to see the end of the day, they would never understand your calling. You know, the devil would try to test you. The enemy would try to shortchange you. They would make you feel at the end of your own villain, your own story, all because, hold on 1 second, you understood your self-reflection. Wow. Say the devil's knocking at your door. Say the devil's knocking at your door. God got my back. You know, G-O-D. God got my back. Yeah, G-O-D. Wow. Butterfly. This chapter hits different when it comes to motivation. This chapter hits different Certain people ain't gonna comprehend. This chapter hits different. You would never look at yourself in the mirror again the same. Because growth looks good on you, it was an even exchange. You dealt with so much pain and trauma from a child point of view. They would never understand the discomfort that you had to go through going into your adulthood. You had to put on your big girl jaws, your big boy jaws at the end of the day to outgrow the mindset and being immature. They would never understand when you walked into that door that day. You wasn't trying to lose yourself, let alone leave validation. Being authentic. Because the people that's for you, they ain't gonna disrespect you. The people that's for you gonna show up for you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. Yo, they really rooting you on without seeing you the evil lie. Because the devil's a lie. They said God not real. You know how much spell work you've been under? And you standing before yourself today? How it took folks in different tax brackets to try to dim you like to project pain? Yeah, they laughed at you at the end of the day, but that didn't discourage you. Only made you better to go within, understand boundaries. Hold on a second. I wasn't trying to lose myself because you couldn't hold your own weight, and I don't mean narcotics. How this simple stuff actually happens. How folks will project their own insecurities on you. Folks will project a mindset of mental health on you, all because you understood change and growth. It wasn't an overnight process to better yourself, but hold on one second. You took that challenge. Thanking God for being patient with me when God spent the block that day. They would never understand that frequency. I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, not to dim my light. I love myself, not to dim my light. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. Thank you, God, for being patient with me. You know, it was days when you barely had quarters in your pocket. A couple of dollars at the end, they would never understand how you got from point A to Z. You wasn't trying to hurt nobody. That ain't just different. You wasn't. You wasn't. Never give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, protect you. Someone didn't know how to meet you halfway. They didn't know how to pour into you, but you poured into all these cups. They sent you the evil eye, said that you was a nobody. All they wanted to do was talk about you like a bad habit. But when you outgrew that mindset at the end of the day, becoming your biggest cheerleader, they would never understand that flow is different. God allowed you to feel, while God brought you balance. Because you are worthy of the right people being in your life. You are worthy of the right people showing you at the end of the day, I'm not in competition with you. I don't got malicious intentions towards you. Neighbor fixed my crown today. Neighbor wasn't fake smiling with me that day. Neighbor was actually cheering me on. Wasn't sending spell work at the end of the day. Even when folks did them wrong. They wasn't projecting their insecurities on you. Good day, bad day, all misunderstanding day. Wasn't seeking revenge. Hold on one second. When the right people walk into your life, they fall from haters. You know, my content is not for everybody, and I say that respectfully. I am not a drug addict, and I'm not a sex worker regardless of what man or woman is trying to blackmail me against me. And I'm far from a crash out. Like, individuals would take your kindness or weakness just so they could control the narrative of whatever went on that day because someone wanted to blackmail you against you. Never allow someone to take your kindness or weakness, and I say that respectfully. That means don't stop being you. Don't stop loving on you because someone can't relate to who you're becoming or who you are, and especially when you don't have malicious intentions. People pick and choose who they want to bully. It's a train of thought for me. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I'm not aging no respect, and I let's talk about love. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. Wow, where do I start? It wasn't revenge, that ain't just different. You know, because when the right person walks into your life, you're not competing with their past, you're just trying to treat them right. You know, step in, hold on 1 second, action, speak louder than words, fulfilling the shoes that someone not used to, someone truly keeping it real. That ain't just different when it comes to someone's confidence, being emotionally available. Hold on 1 second, you understood how to weather that storm with the right person, didn't have to pretend. It wasn't for likes if he's a cloud chasing of fame. When I love your life wasn't a mistake. You know, bringing someone peace. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because one was that energy is different. Imagine loving the right person the first time around. Only was the whole 1 second God was allowing you to shine to understand faith is different. Y'all both came from unhealthy relationships. Abandonment issues. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. Trust issues. Who would have knew that the love of your life, y'all both would trust each other to really pour into each other. Only was a hold on 1 second. Rainy days don't last forever. You know that energy is different. When someone is truly stepping for you, actions speak louder than words. They loving you properly at the end of the day, showing you, hold on 1 second, God could truly make your world go around in the most healthiest way, while both of your lights wasn't dim when it come to your boundaries, because y'all both was able to relate to, hold on 1 second, communicating. Two people emotionally available. It wasn't spell work. It wasn't lust. It wasn't manipulation. That hinge is different when you truly understand your call in. When the right person walks into your life, divine time hits different. Love is real. Love is one of a kind. With the right one, truly for you.
Never trade off of me.
Someone's your biggest cheerleader up close in person behind closed doors. Who would have knew someone would truly pray for you, not to do you wrong? Y'all may not pray the same, but who would have knew that elevation hits different when someone's truly stepping for you? Who would have knew the love of your life didn't have to pretend to love you? They say fairy tales ain't real, but someone could truly walk into your life not to make you mentally ill. Someone could truly walk into your life that truly show you at the end of the day they're not trying to fumble you when it comes to better days. Who would have knew the love of your life would show up for you? You know, God gave someone access to your heart. God knew at the end of the day this person would value your time and day, and it wasn't an excuse. Y'all both wasn't trying to have your cake and eat it too. Y'all been through enough pain when it comes to trying and mind games. Only was to hold on 1 second, the love of your life wasn't a mistake. It went from 1 year to 2 years to 30 years. You put a name in your book when it comes to motivation. Someone didn't teach you how to love, let alone respect at the end of the day. But it was tools that was already indoor within you. You was far from a fool. Only was to hold on 1 second, God allowed you to see while God showed up for you. You know, everybody's walk of life ain't the same. But when it comes to the love department at the end of the day, when the right person walks into your life, they bring you the proper balance to love you right the first time around. Loyalty, respect, being genuine and kind at the end of the day. Someone ain't got a hand problem to do you wrong to mislead you with pain. You know that same introduction when y'all first met each other, it just got better when it comes to hold on 1 second, or future, be on the same page. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Today is currently October 9th, 2005.
Hi, everybody. Peace and respect to neighbor. Stop the violence. Hi to the genuine ones. Hi. It's a change over me. Always be a step when no one listens. Don't dim your light. Don't dim your light. Don't dim your light. Guess what? It is Naya.
I thought you was taking over.
Naya. What was I supposed to say again?
Are we serious?
Shh. We gonna talk about it later. Put me down.
I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Always protect your energy, protect you and your family, stay out of trouble, stop the violence, you matter, you're worthy. When someone says that you don't have potential, that does not mean stop loving you, stop choosing you. Or because you go to a different environment, it doesn't matter what community it is, and certain folks are not used to your typical norm. Never allow someone to dim your light because they don't understand you, and especially when you don't have malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully because of your religion, your culture, or your sexual orientation at the end of the day, or your disability. Loving yourself is not a crime. And when the right people walk into your life that God sends into your life, I don't mean no disrespect, but they see you, they hear you, they respect you. They're not sending you the evil lie. They're not projecting spirit towards you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. They're not gathering up with the hate group to go up against you. And I say that respectfully. Have a safe year, day, even, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. No mother or father or loved one should lose a child or a family member due to someone's insecurity, someone's jealousy or envy because someone wants to rob somebody mentally, spiritually, financially, or energy harvest off someone's energy. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no misintentions. To a mother and father, nobody child should be in harm's way when they're going from point A to Z. When it comes to hate crime, domestic violence, and I say that respectfully. Or when it comes to violence, period. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Always love on your children. It's mothers and fathers that do things for likes and views of cloud chasing and fame. But there are good mothers and fathers. They may not have been in a child life or a long time. It's mothers and fathers that don't have that bond with that child, whatever the case may be. But there are parents at the end of the day that steps up to the plate, regardless if it's a divided household or not. And they come in peace. And they pour into their baby, regardless of how old that child is. Because there's mothers and fathers in the day, they're not doing it for likes and cloud chasing or fame, or let alone a thirsty dollar. And I say that respectfully. Because when you genuinely love your child, regardless of what you're going through, you show for your baby. I don't mean no disrespect. And my content is not for everybody. Always be yourself, no intentions. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I'm healing from a hate crime that was done to me. And I would never hurt myself regardless who's trying to rob me mentally, spiritually, or financially, or energy harvest off my energy, or project spirit towards me, or gang stalk me, or hack my devices on my account, or whatever the case may be. I work alone when it comes to my creativity. I put everything in God's hands, and I do not live in fear, and I would never hurt myself. And I say that respectfully, regardless to what man or woman or child is willing to blackmail me against me. Always be yourself with open intentions. I'm not your genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. Loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. It's not. Peace and respect to neighbor. Don't dim your light, neighbor, neighbor, don't dim your light. Hold on 1 second. Started with another day. It started with you. When you least expect it. A dream come true. Pouring into you when they overlooked you. Never give up on yourself because someone doesn't see your vision. Because you may tie your shoe differently. And because you tie your shoe differently, it was known for likes and cloud chasing the fame. When you didn't have to pretend and respect your neighbor. 6 feet apart. Thank you, no thank you. I gotta go. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community, stop the violence in the community. I'm far from a crash out regardless to what neighbor in any tax bracket is trying to blackmail me against me. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And when it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one, regardless of what man or woman is threatening my life and whatever the case may be. I work alone. And I get my creativity from my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God, and I say that respectfully. I'm far from a hater. I'm not your genuine love, respect. And my content is not for everyone. You know, it's plenty of other content creators. It's plenty of TV shows you could turn on in the day. Besides watching me, send me the evil eye and the strength of me. I gotta go. I'm not your genuine love, respect. And today is currently October 9th, 2025. I'm closing this video out 11:02 p.m. Thank you for your time. I'm far from a hater. Never give up on yourself because someone didn't see your worth. Individuals will say that you don't have potential, whatever the case may be. And they will have to dig up your past just to try to humiliate you, pay people off or whatever the case may be, just to try to blackmail you. When these folks aren't even part of your journey when it comes to, hold on 1 second, God was truly showing you why your future truly feels real. And God was protecting your heart. Because when God sends the right people into your life, respect is a two-way street. I may not make sense to the average person, but gang stalking is real. You don't have to know somebody or not. Individuals will pay people in different tax brackets, whatever the case may be, to gang stalk you, to project fear in you. They will even disrespect you. And you don't even have to do nothing to somebody for someone to feel animosity towards you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. My content is not for everyone, regardless to who has me shadow banned or whatever the case may be. Always be yourself. And I say that respectfully. I'm going to always be Naya, genuine love, respect, whatever you're trying to do in the background. I never gave nobody permission to use my documentations to blackmail me against me. Individuals will try to use your documentations to get you locked up, put you in a psych board, or they would gather folks in different tax brackets when it comes to certain communities just to humiliate you or disrespect you or just to kick you down or project fear in you. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. All because, hold on 1 second, our faith is different. You being authentic. It's not a crime to be authentic. I am far from a hater, let alone a copycat. No, I have to check on me, neighbor. I gotta go. Always be yourself, no intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everybody. When God sends right people into your life, they don't have that jealousy or envy within them. They actually cheering you on without saying you the evil lie. We all the same. Have a good day, gotta go.